Hey everybody, today we're going to start the series on building the 3Racing Sakura D5S Drift Kit. And today we're going to work on part 1, which is bag 1, and it's 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to be building the gear diff assembly. So let's get started. You're going to need bag 1. You're going to need a hex drive. I believe it's going to be a 2.0 millimeter, and a pair of tweezers. The angled ones are best. And you also need to get some green slime. This is for the O-rings. It does come with diff oil included right here, but you're going to need this green slime to lubricate the O-rings to prevent leaking of the oil from the diff, and also protect the O-ring so it lasts longer. So this is specially formulated just for this purpose. So if you don't have some of this, go get some before you start this kit. You can find it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, or you can call ahead to your local hobby shop and see if they have this. Most hobby shops should have this. This is pretty common product, but it's from Team Associated, Factory Team, Green Slime. You can see the number here, 1105. Other companies make it as well, ProTech, JT Bearings, there's quite a few more. Kyosho has one, TLR has one, so just look for something, ask for a O-ring lubricant. So let's get started. So we're going to be building both halves of the diff, and this half is going to sit on the housing half right here. So you can see that's what we're building first. So we're going to start with the top half, and we're going to start with this. These outer joints look exactly the same. I just want to make sure they're not different so I don't use the wrong one. So there we go. They're the same. And here's where we need to put on the O-ring. Green slime also comes in a tube. That one would probably be a little bit more convenient. But this is all they had today. So you don't need a lot. You just want to make sure it gets a light coat. And drop that in there. Push it all the way down. Next, we're going to put in this spacer, like so. And then there's a hole there, and we're going to drop a pin into that. So far, we can still do everything just with our fingers. There we go. It should look like that. And then we're going to drop this gear and turn it, and we're good. So the top half is done. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to put it on my block here. Okay, and then next we're going to build the bottom half. Pretty much the same. Okay, next is again the spacer. Drop that in there. That should be pretty easy. Now the next part is where it's going to be a little bit challenging. I've done this many times and it still gives me trouble. So it's the same thing. There's a hole there, and we're going to drop a pin through the hole right here. But we can't put our finger in there, so we're going to need to use the tweezers. All right, first step is to find the hole and line it up with one of these notches right there. Okay, I think I have it. And you want to make sure that spacer is pushed all the way down to expose the entire hole. Now we're going to drop that pin in there, and this is the tricky part. I drop that pin in there, and push it through that hole. Now I'm going to drop that gear in there. Exactly the same. I have to turn it for it to seat. And there you go. That's what it should look like. Okay, so next we're going to fill this diff with diff oil that's included. And you can see right there, you're going to be filling it just above that gear. So that's what we're going to do right now. This is very thick oil. You're going to have to wait for it to settle. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to move on to step 3. Okay, next we're going to assemble 4 of these bevel gears onto the cross pin. Like so, along with a spacer behind it. Now it's going to look like that when you're done. And we're going to drop it into here. You can see there's a cross notched right there. So we're going to carefully drop it in there so none of the spacers fall out. And we're just going to gently push that in. Next, we're going to fill it again with oil, and just above the cross pin right there, you can see. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. Let some of the air bubbles come out and let the oil settle in, and then I can check the levels again. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm pretty happy the way this filled. And next we're going to close it up. We're almost done. So I'm going to be dropping the top half onto the housing. First, I need to put this gasket right here. And then turn, make sure the holes line up. Then I'm going to drop this on. Make sure the gasket is still lined up. Pretty happy with that. Now we're going to put 4 screws. So if you're watching this video, especially any other videos on my channel, I assume this is probably one of your first kits. I don't think anybody who's fairly familiar with building RC cars are going to be watching my videos, especially building diffs. I want to share with you this one little tip. Now you don't want, this is common knowledge, but you don't want to tighten one screw all the way before you do the next one. Especially for diffs, you want to make sure you have an even seal all the way around. So what you want to do is start on one side, go across, and then go diagonal, go across from there, and just repeat. That's it. I usually go back and just give everything extra half turn. Okay. And it should look like that. Last step, step 5 is really simple. We're just going to put 2 bearings on each side. And so part 1, the gear diff assembly is complete. Right there. Next video, we're going to be working on the front and rear suspension arm assembly. So thanks for watching this one. If you learned something how to build a gear tip, appreciate you dropping a like. Make sure you subscribe so you can watch the entire series, and then a build review and a driving video after the series is over. So thanks for watching again. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.